I'm Harry Mayes, and I don't know about you, Jason, but I do all my spitting at the bottom of the pile.
Oh, I'm Jason Myrtetus. And like James Dio once sang, Harry, when there's lightning, this is the Eagles Squad Show postcast Eagles Cowboys.
You are Locked On Eagles Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
We have waited a very long time, not as long as 30 other teams in the NFL, because, of course, the Eagles played in the last game that mattered in the Super Bowl. Today's episode sponsored by Prize Picks. Download the Prize Pick app today and use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Harry, we're underway. The season has begun, and the Eagles have picked up where they left off. How about a division win over the Cowboys?
Well, yeah, they got the win, and that's really, what matters. A lot of times in these emotional banner dropping type games and stuff, it always is kind of a weird, usually a weird vibe. It seems sometimes the teams that's defending the Super Bowl and dropping the banner, they seem to get out of the gate slow. The Eagles didn't do that, man. Their first couple of possessions, every possession they scored in the first half. There wasn't a punt in the game. It was a really weird game, punctuated by the weather delay. But there wasn't a punt in the game until 3 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third quarter for either team. Yeah. Both offenses were moving the ball up and down the field, a lot of running. It was just bizarre. I mean, Jalen Hurts was great with his legs tonight. Now, I'm concerned about the passing game because there really wasn't any passing game.
Not to the wide
tonight.
Receivers.
No, I mean, outside of the big play to Dotson made 2 plays in the game, and they ended up being pretty much the biggest plays on offense, through the air. I mean, you had a bunch of, targets to Goddard, but they were for like 3 yards, a lot of short stuff, a lot of stuff to Saquon Barkley. I kind of figured that might be part of this, Kevin Patullo's offense is throwing more to the backs. They had Shipley involved on the ground early. He had a nice run. But they moved the football, and it was a lot of Hurts making plays on his own, scrambling or designed runs, whatever they are. And,
I don't think they were designed, Harry. I think he just decided to run on most of those.
They might have been. They might have been. I mean, a couple of them were in pure scramble form. And the one touchdown, he was just scrambling around and ends up getting in the end zone. But and you win the game, and it's just bizarre. I mean, from the first play to kickoff, losing your fullback, which it might be a season-ending injury. That did not look good when he went down the way he did, and the look on his face, he knew something bad had happened. So that you don't like seeing. And then the whole Jaylen Carter thing was just bizarro. And I guess credit to NBC for eventually getting the video of the first spit, because this is like the second spitter episode in Seinfeld. Jaylen Carter was the second spitter, and he spit right in front of the referee like an idiot. He didn't spit in his face, so there's that. He spit on his jersey.
Yeah.
It's weird for me. Like at first I was like, you dope. You can't. Your best player on the field, and he's gone for the game. Then I'm looking at it, and then I see Dak baited him into this thing, I guess, and he took the bait. Like a dope.
You can't be baited.
You can't be baited. I get that. You got to be better than that.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, he spit. It wasn't like a spit like in your face. You go in the face, you're out of the game. You're going to get suspended, fined, whatever. He kind of just spit on the jersey. Did he need to get thrown out of the game? Couldn't they just have given a 15-yard penalty to start that game against the Eagles? I mean, I kind of thought it might have been a little bit of an overreach.
Well,
what about you?
I think the rule's just cut and dry. It doesn't matter where it lands.
Any spit,
you're
spit. Out.
Because it is like the most disrespectful thing you can do.
That's all these guys do is spit. The coach is spitting constantly on the sideline. Every time they show him Sirianni walking him.
Yeah.
They're constantly spitting.
And let's not be naive. That spitting doesn't happen on the bottom of a pile.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, let's not be naive about it.
Yes, I do all mine at the bottom of the pile. I said it in the open.
That's exactly right. You do it under the cover.
You do it with skull in your mouth. Copenhagen, for God's sake.
No, but I mean, he can't be baited into it like that.
I know.
With a referee standing right to it, right on his shoulder.
He's arm's length from the official.
Yeah, I mean, if your peripheral vision didn't know that the ref was there, I got to question your peripheral vision.
Yeah. Now, we don't know what was said. And you know, Collinsworth and Tirico were saying that. Well, I don't know. You know, I'd like to know. I'd like to know if something was, because like Jaylen Carter is 3 feet beyond where he's supposed to be. He's almost in the huddle, and that's a weird spot. Like
I thought that was going to be the penalty at first.
So did I. So did I. And then I see this, you know, this spit coming. I'm like, oh boy, there it is. Now I know why. Now he's out.
It's you just can't. I don't care what Dak said. You can't. I mean, the stuff that gets said on the field of play.
Yeah.
On sports at all levels. And at the pro level, it's just as vicious, and if not more.
Yeah.
You just can't take that bait when you're Jaylen Carter.
Yeah.
Because the fact of the matter is that he's out of the game, and now their Cowboy playbook opened wide open.
Right.
Because and Vic Fangio had to call the game differently.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Jordan Davis had to play a heck of a lot more snaps than he was probably prepared to play. He looked like he had a pretty decent game. But, yeah, I mean, you know, they survived it. And in the second, after the weather delay, you know, the offenses, like the defenses just kind of picked up. And CeeDee Lamb, my God, you consider yourself a top-flight receiver and you drop all 3 of those balls? You got to make one of those catches, man.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
just
you look at the last
ridiculous.
one, you go, okay, it's in his hands. He's diving.
Yeah.
Okay. But the one prior to that where he loses it in the middle of the field is unacceptable.
I mean, that was a great throw by Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
actually,
I thought Dak was great in the game.
The last throw was really good throw too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's just pathetic. I mean, with 3:02 left in the game, and you're Dak Prescott, like those are the kind of moments that make legends. Okay,
Yeah.
You're 3:02. You're on the road. You lost your best defensive player a week before the game in a trade. They're in a lot of tumult down there. And if Dak Prescott could have driven them back for a win, like that's the kind of stuff that really sets your season into a different trajectory. And they didn't get it done. To the Eagles' credit, their defense really stepped up.
Yeah.
Fangio was sending some pressure. They were even getting pressure with just 4 guys in some of those final series in that fourth quarter. So you really got to credit the Eagles defense. You know, Quinyon Mitchell could have had an interception there that went right through his hands. But yeah, you know, credit the Eagles for stepping up in the end defensively. I'm kind of scratching my head at what they did, you know, offensively. It's a little concerning. But A.J. Brown didn't get a target until 1:42 left in the game. Target. I'm not even talking about a catch.
Yeah, I was watching him going into the huddle prior to that when they got the ball back after Dallas had missed the fourth down play to CeeDee Lamb, and I'm thinking this guy's not a target, man. He's gonna be one salty dude this week. You know, like how do you not even target him?
Yeah, that's really bizarre. I mean, Kevin Patullo.
He has me scratching my head a little bit.
He has some explaining to do, if you ask me.
Explaining.
Yeah, seriously. But, you know, and it was obvious right from the start that Dallas was targeting Adoree Jackson, man. Like in the first quarter, they were going right after him.
He doesn't look like he belongs, Harry. What doesn't look like it belongs? It's Adoree Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best they got right now. Obviously, they started him.
Yeah.
So they obviously feel he's the best, they got. I know Jacorian Bennett was in there for a little bit, and but that looks like could be a problem here against some better
made a couple
teams.
Plays in particular towards the end of the game too.
Yeah.
He was around it a little bit and causing some problems and making good reads. I thought.
Yeah.
But overall, like I kind of come out of this game. And we'll kind of go through the specifics of it as we go on through here to the post show. But I come out of this game scratching my head at some of the offensive play calling strategically. I come out of the game defensively, kind of scratching my head a little bit too, because some of I thought that the matchups would be a little bit more dictated by Vic Fangio at times as well, where Quinyon Mitchell would be on CeeDee Lamb when he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
They moved CeeDee Lamb around a lot. In the game.
Well,
to free him up.
Trying to get a matchup against Adoree Jackson.
Trying to find Adoree Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They
now with
showed him a
Pickens-
picture of Adoree Jackson before the game and said, find him.
Right, number 8. Let's
Yes.
find wherever number 8 is. Go
Line
with
up.
him. Yeah, make him
Yes.
go with you.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, with the addition of Pickens, that makes them a tougher offense to stop. And Pickens made a couple of plays, but man, CeeDee Lamb, you cannot consider yourself a top flight receiver dropping all those balls. I'm sorry.
In
But
big situations, too.
and how about the Eagles defense coming up with that fumble of Miles Sanders? Because that was at the point of the game where you're thinking, man, Dallas has got something going here.
Mm-hmm.
And
He had the 50-yard run.
He had the 50-yard run.
Yeah.
And then Pickens gets a stupid personal foul that sends him back. And then Blankenship gets a personal foul in the end zone on 3rd and 22. And you're like, oh, man, you had him off the field. They were going to kick a field goal. You'd still have the lead. It was 24-20 at the time. And then Sanders fumbles with Byron Young getting the forced fumble and Quinyon Mitchell being right there to pick it up. And not for Dak Prescott, he would have scored.
Oh, yeah, Dak Prescott made a great tackle on
He
that.
really did.
Yeah,
He
what'd
really
you think?
did.
What'd you think of Young? He made some
Byron
plays.
Young? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, all those guys kind of stepped up.
Alex Hunt,
That's
Campbell.
a jolt. That's a jolt. 6 seconds into the game, you lose your best defensive player.
Oh.
I mean, my goodness. I would have loved to have seen a camera like in the coaches' boxes or on the
Vic
side.
Fangio?
Yes.
Like, you got to be kidding me you did that.
Yes.
Like,
I bet there were dip clups flying.
oh, yeah. I didn't. Chris Collinsworth didn't parse words about it either.
No.
He said if they lose this game, it's because your best defensive player got himself kicked out of the game before he even played a snap. He
Yeah.
did not mince words about it. And, it lets the entire team down. Because we talked about it. Like, they talked about Zach Bond in the game. And yeah, he does a lot of his work playing behind Jaylen Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Carter's not there for him to play behind tonight.
Yeah.
And that's a huge blow to the team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just, I just don't get it. How you can be, you're keyed up for the start of the season. You're playing one of your division rivals, and you allow yourself to get baited like that by some little. If Dak Prescott standing behind his two of his offensive linemen, right?
Yeah.
You see his face coming up there, and he goes. Like this lame little. I would have just laughed at him. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, he took the bait, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw the numbers on Prescott from, I think, 16 to 2019. He didn't miss any games. Since 2021, he's missed like 26 games.
Yeah.
Like, the guy's never available.
You know what I would have done? I would have pointed right up at the banner. See that, Chief?
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Hey, Nick, are we allowed to point at the banner? Do we know the banner's there?
Right. Can we acknowledge the banner in the
Can
building?
I use it in this situation, or should I spit on him?
That would have been a better option
That
than
would have
trying
been.
to spit on his jersey.
Well, I mean, like early in the game, too, you had the taunting penalty. It was on Nolan Smith.
Yeah.
I know the
That
league
was
wants to crack
lame.
that.
That's lame.
Ridiculous.
And
Are we
the
going
NFL
back to the no fun league?
The NFL's lame for making that a thing. I mean, come on. Stop.
I thought that call was pathetic.
It is. It is pathetic. It is pathetic, and it's the league. You heard them, Tirico, saying that they're going to be
Cracking
looking
down.
out for that kind of stuff. Why?
Yeah.
Like,
Were
come
fans
on.
complaining about it?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, the customers are not going nuts about, I'm not going to watch it if they do this after they make a big play.
It was no big deal. That was another overreach, I thought.
I agree.
He made a great play, a tackle for loss, and then he just sort of celebrates himself or whatever
He
he's
flexed
doing.
a little over
He
him.
flexed. Big deal.
Yeah,
The player he
cares?
tackled didn't even see it.
Yeah.
It's not like he stood over him.
Yeah, it was like taunting him.
Yeah.
I thought that was weak, too. All right, before we get to our first break, let's talk about the best thing about this game. And it was the performance of Jalen Hurts coming off a Super Bowl MVP. We still hear all the noise around Hurts that, he's a product of the system, blah, 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 all that stuff. And maybe it's easy to look at that when you don't look at him closely. But, like, as Eagle fans and being in this city, we see everything of Jalen Hurts. And while I didn't think his offensive line was particularly great in this game against the Cowboys, I thought he made plays when he needed to. I thought he showed a tremendous amount of poise. I thought he was patient when decide to run the ball. I thought his first 6 runs, Harry, all plus yardage.
Yeah.
He wasn't tackled.
No, I know.
He either stepped out of bounds or slid.
Or he slid. Yeah.
That's
he
a smart quarterback.
Yeah, he had 14 rushes in the game for 62 yards, 2 touchdowns, of course. The long was a 15-yarder. And, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. You know, I mean, Barkley was good when called upon. You know, only 3.3. He didn't have one of his big runs. His longest run was 16 yards.
Yeah. The offensive line was not great in the middle tonight.
Yeah, you're right.
Cowboys exploited it.
Barkley also caught 4 balls, targeted 5 times.
Yeah.
For 24 yards. But really, you know, Dotson made 2 or 3 plays, and that was the extent of the, you know, sort of stretching the defense, if you will.
Because Hurts only had 4 incompletions, Harry.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But I mean,
23.
Yeah, but think of the passes he's throwing. They're little dinks and dunks.
Yeah, well, like you mentioned, Goddard. I mean, he had 7 catches for 44 yards.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, 6 yards of crack there, and the stuff to Barkley was dump downs.
Yeah.
You know, Devontae Smith only had 16 yards reception, 16-yard reception.
Or A.J. Brown, rather, caught 1.
Yeah, A.J. Brown had 1, and it was at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bizarre. Hurts's, you know, round game, his running was the bright spot.
Yeah,
really,
what
for the
was
offense.
the difference in it tonight, and just kind of led them to it, and thank God the Eagles defense was able to tighten it up.
And the fumble.
Yeah, the fumble's a huge play.
The fumble was huge.
We're starting to resemble that, not in stature of the game, but the game against the Patriots in the Super Bowl was like, who's going to be stopped first?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because each team was scoring on every drive. When the Eagles finally held them to a field goal, you thought that might be the difference.
Yeah.
Turns out it kind of was in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. I mean, you know, at the end of the first half there, I was really disappointed with the Eagles defense too. I mean, Dallas, I think did he fumble the kickoff and then he picked it up and they only got it out to maybe the 10 or 12 yard line. So they had Dallas pinned kind of in their own end. And then Ja'Cory Bennett had the pass interference.
Yep.
And then Nolan Smith had a roughing the passer. And those 2 plays got Dallas out of their own end. And they end up putting together a drive and getting that 53-yard field goal at the end of the half there. If you're Vic Fangio, that had to really tick him off because I was just like, are you serious?
Because you had him pinned deep.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a PI on that one too, on Quinyon Mitchell on the right side?
It was Ja'Cory Bennett had a PI on that drive.
On that drive, okay.
Yeah, and then Nolan Smith got roughing the passer, which I guess they have to call it. That kind of looked ticky-tack too to me, but
yeah.
But yeah, that was disappointing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, all in all, it's a win. And look, we go into this in the beginning of the season. We say it all the time. You know, it's not going to be pretty. None of these guys played in the preseason, but the offense was way ahead of the defense in this game, at least to start. Let's take our first time out. We'll come back. We'll talk about, the kicker had a bomb for a leg in this game, Jake Elliott. That was an absolute bomb he kicked. He had more to go, but that was a big kick for the Eagles. Back with more after this on the Locked On Eagles Squad Show, post-Eagles victory over the Cowboys to go to 1-0. All right, let me tell you about DoorDash and what's going to be happening with DoorDash this season. Who delivered? Well, that'll be powered by DoorDash. We can't tell you who delivered yet because we're not through week 1. It's almost the weekend. It's almost really I guess week 1 started technically tonight, but we've only had the 1 game so far. But each and every week, we're going to look back and crown the week's MVP based on who delivered, powered by DoorDash. Just like you can win every Saturday with DoorDash streaks, serving more every time you order. Now, the players that delivered the most, we'll break it down each and every week as we go through the season on the squad shows and on the other shows here on the Locked On Network. But we'll see. We don't know who's going to deliver this week. We can predict who's going to deliver this week, but we don't know who's going to deliver this week. And we'll describe those guys in a big way, and we'll let you know when the pressure was on who delivered, just like DoorDash. And like in this game last night, CeeDee Lamb didn't deliver. He doesn't get the DoorDash delivery of the game. Guys like Jalen Hurts did deliver. He would. Dallas Goedert, I'll give it that. Jake Elliott would be another guy. DoorDash delivers your Saturdays, Sundays with DoorDash streaks. You save every Saturday you order. Stack it up all season, and you could save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday during all the football action. Keep the streak alive. Fuel your game day only with DoorDash. Terms apply. Promo period is through November 18th. All right, Harry. Let's focus now. We focused on Jalen Hurts. Let's look at the offensive line because we came into the game thinking, okay, this is the area where they're the best off. They did have some change there. Landon Dickerson ends up going out. He did not look good with the way he was wincing on the sideline with the back.
Yeah, it's his back
and
issue.
He's been dealing with a back.
That's a problem.
How concerned are you?
I'm very concerned about that. He's a big key to what they do. He had the injury in preseason. I think that was a knee, though, and then also with the back.
Came back with the back.
He's got a couple things going on with him right now, and yeah, he did not look great tonight. He was gutting it out, man. I think he was pretty much playing in pain the entire game, and finally had to come out. So that's a problem. I thought. Mailata looked okay.
He got beat bad on the one play, though.
Yeah, there was one guy that got around him, but Juergens looked good out blocking down the field. Remember that one play that Barkley caught? He's sort of just hiding behind the offensive lineman, and it was Juergens out there leading the way, a la Kelsey. It reminded you a lot of what Kelsey used to do in his prime. So, but yeah, this injuries could be an issue. I thought Steen was okay. I didn't think there was a problem there, but this
they didn't
Landon
open up
Dickerson
huge
thing.
holes like we saw last year, especially in the second half. And maybe part of that's the weather delay. I don't know.
Yeah, I never really thought about it because this doesn't happen very often in these games. You don't have these weather issues a lot.
They had it when they opened the link the one year.
They did.
Remember that?
Possibly.
I remember coming back from like one of the casinos on Delaware Avenue, and the game was delayed because of lightning in the area. It was an opener, a home opener.
But the crew was talking about how it's it's hard to warm up again. Like that's a big deal. And I never really think about stuff like that because, only outside of the Super Bowl when they have an extended halftime, these guys don't have a lot of downtime in between. 12 minutes, 15 minutes at halftime is not that big of a deal. But when you're down for an hour and 4 minutes at 10:26 is when they called the game for Lightning. And there was 4 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter, and then they restarted at 11:30. So just a touch over an hour delay. The weird thing is, and I guess they have this written in rules, I don't know, but they kept on saying the players will come back at 11:15, and I'm like, the fans were already coming back, and I said, why couldn't the players come out at 11?
As soon as they cleared the fans to go back to the seats.
Like,
because we saw the graphic, right?
Yeah, it was just really
well, you know why, Harry? Because they determined at the beginning of it that they weren't going to come back until 11:15, and they can't change it on them for some reason.
Yeah, I guess not.
I mean, we look at that as non-pro athletes, and we go, go back out, stretch, fire up the muscles a little bit, and get going.
Yeah.
But when you're performing at a level like that,
yeah,
like you saw in that opening kickoff,
right?
Well, I mean, you plant wrong, your season's over.
Right.
Like that's how refined they are as athletes and specimens, athletic specimens. And it must be hard to refire it up. But
I never
refiring
really
the brain too.
I never really thought about it, that much because like you say, this stuff doesn't happen that often. But I guess it is, kind of a big deal to warm up, again. It's like 2 halftimes you had, basically, and one was an hour.
The other thing is it's the first game of the year.
Mm-hmm. They're not
None
in
of
the
these
best
guys
of shape.
have played. Yeah, they haven't played. They don't have the calluses built up yet.
Right. They're not in mid-season form,
No.
if you will. And neither was Mike Tirico. Calling Hurts Prescott multiple times after the delay. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? You have a couple cocktails during the break there, Mike?
Hey, look, he handed it off during the break first and foremost to the Dungy's crew and to the other crew with
I hate that
Jason
crew.
Garrett.
I hate that. I hate the NBC crew.
Well, you like Tirico, though. I mean, usually
I like
Tirico.
Tirico. Normally, he's really good. Tonight, he wasn't in mid-season form tonight. But Maria Taylor and Chris Sims, Jason Garrett does nothing for me, and it has nothing to do with him being a Cowboy coach.
No, he doesn't say anything.
Devin McCourty stinks.
Jack
Collinsworth is the biggest sign of nepotism I've ever seen in sports media. That's ridiculous. That guy just graduated from Notre Dame like 4 years ago. He's already on his NBC crew doing Sunday Night Football.
Yeah,
it's a disgrace.
It really is.
It is.
And look, they're throwing a curveball. They're trying to handle it and provide something entertaining. They didn't.
No. Melissa Stark's still in top shelf. She's terrific.
I agree. And usually I think Mike Tirico's right on point.
Usually he is. Tonight
usually
he wasn't
refined.
great. Yeah.
And I'm a fan of Collinsworth. I like Collinsworth. I think he tells it like it is. But
Dungy's okay. He's a little boring, but he says some good stuff.
Yeah. But nonetheless, the Eagles, the big thing here is they come away with a win.
Yeah.
So we talk about how concerned you are with the offense. How concerned are you with the secondary? Because like we saw Adoree Jackson just get gut punched every time they were able to get to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a concern because you were up against a team with some good receivers tonight. Thank goodness CeeDee Lamb had a case of the drops, or we might be talking about a loss here. And that would, I mean, think about that. Think if CD catches that ball down the middle of the field, with what was that? Let me see. That was they got the ball with 3. It was like 2 minutes and some seconds left. He makes that catch.
Yeah,
Dallas could be in the end zone in 2 plays.
Yeah.
And we could be talking about a loss, and he's sitting here talking about a loss.
Yeah.
So thank goodness he had a case of the drops. But yeah, the secondary is a concern only because nobody seems to be stepping up. I kind of think I'd like to see Jacorian Bennett get more
because he's the veteran, right?
Well, Adoree Jackson's the veteran. He's a 7-8 year guy. Jacorian Bennett has played 3 or 4 years, I guess, with the Raiders. But yeah. Jackson just provides or leaves too much of a cushion. He just gets beat easily.
See, that's the thing. He gets beat the same way every time. He's too far off the receiver, like showing too much respect.
Yeah.
What is that? I mean, is that just like not confidence that
because he knows he'll get burned?
Yeah, he'll get beat over the
he'll
top.
Get beat.
Yeah. And a guy like Lamb, if he gets into the open field, he can really burn you.
Sure.
I mean, you look at CeeDee Lamb's game. 7 for 110, you go, well, that's a huge game from him.
Yeah.
The story of CeeDee Lamb isn't the 7 for 110.
No.
It's the 6 drops.
It's the drops. So 7 for 110 could have been 10 for a 180.
Yeah. I mean, 6 drops in the game and key drops. He can't be letting that happen. But yeah.
Did he have 6? I had 3 in the
13 targets.
The second. Oh, wow.
So, well, I mean, 3 were actually
3 were drops
there. He was maybe targeted, but it wasn't going to happen on a couple of others. What concerned, obviously, with the secondary, I don't know that we can evaluate the defensive line because Jaylen Carter didn't play.
Right, it's totally different when he's in the game.
Yeah, I mean,
and I sing that guy's praises every week.
Everybody does.
And I was blown away. My wife and I were watching. She was still watching. She was watching the game at the beginning. She's like, "What happened?" And I'm like, I don't know. Why is he out of the game? And then I rewound it and I saw the projectile spit. I'm like, it must have been that. That had to be it. Now we have a question of Gary Paul says, why didn't Dak Prescott get flagged for taunting Jaylen Carter? Well, the reason he didn't get flagged is because the official didn't see it. They didn't see him spit because he was standing behind 2 of his offensive linemen is what it looked like to me. Yeah. And it was kind of like looking right at Jaylen, just gave a little kind of a wimpy little spit. The official didn't see that, but he saw Jaylen Carter's retaliation.
Yeah. They always see the guy that retaliates.
Yeah.
You don't see the first one. You see the ruckus then ensue, and you always see the guy that retaliates. You very rarely does the first guy get called.
Yeah.
Anthony says, you're going to pray that Carter doesn't get suspended for multiple games as well.
Yeah. I think there might be something coming. I don't know how many. Yeah, I do.
I mean, the last time I remember a spitting incident, Harry, was Bill Romanowski. That had to be 30 years ago.
Yeah, who did that? Was where he had the guy down on the turf and spit right into his face mask
as a member of the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah. Yes. Who did he spit on? I forget who that was.
He was bananas. Like he was crazy.
Totally nuts.
Like out of control. Like he was.
He had roid rage. That guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was crazy.
He was crazy. But that's the last time I remember spitting even being an incident in the NFL.
Yeah,
was when Romanowski did it all those years ago.
Yeah,
eternity ago.
There could be a suspension. That wouldn't shock me. I wouldn't be shocked.
That I think that would be a little bit of an overreach. Fine him.
Well, I think so too. I kind of think, to me, spitting on the jersey, there's the degrees to this.
Yeah.
To me.
I do agree that not spitting through the face mask would be the ultimate.
Yeah.
And I would expect a suspension.
Oh yeah, that's a way.
You brew one up and go right through the face mask. That is a suspension.
Yeah, absolutely.
This I don't know. I probably will feel different about it tomorrow. I don't.
Well, maybe they go back and they see the tape now that the Dak spit first, and even though the official didn't see it, maybe they go a little lighter on Jaylen Carter, just hit him with a fine. What do you think?
Could be. The question is, can they find that on tape?
What do you mean?
Have we seen
that? They have it.
Oh, okay.
I saw it.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
You didn't see it?
I saw people talking about it on social media, but I didn't. I must have.
Oh yeah, Dak Prescott. They were jawing obviously, because Jaylen Carter was already beyond the line of scrimmage, like 3 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, but not quite in the huddle, and they were verbal. Something was going on verbally, back and forth, and then Dak went like between his two linemen, and it didn't even get to Jaylen Carter. It kind of went just down on the field. And Jaylen Carter was like, yo, that was for me? You spitting at me? And he walked closer and then spit at Dak on his jersey. And that's when the officials saw it.
Maybe that mitigates it.
Maybe.
Yeah. We'll see. But this NFL with the rules, who knows?
Yeah,
I have no idea at this point.
It is ridiculous.
Let's come back. Let's take our break. And I mentioned it before going into the last break. One of the things that you and I had voiced in postcast last year during the season was the concern over Jake Elliott. It was said in this game last night that he's got his swagger back.
Yeah,
and he's not known as a long yardage field goal maker, but he had a 58-yarder that could have been made from 68. Yeah. That was an absolute bomb. We'll talk about that when we get back. This is the Eagles Locked On Squad Show postcast. Eagles get the win to open the season over the Dallas Cowboys. Back after this.
All right, I got to tell you about Mazda. You know, I used to have a Mazda. CX-5 is a terrific vehicle. And Mazda crafts cars for those who choose to do more than simply move. They follow what moves them every time they drive. And that's what makes Mazda stand out. They go beyond safety, style, and performance to deliver a driving experience that feels alive in every detail. Mazda offers more than safety, too. It's won more 2025 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards than anyone else. And as an athlete focuses on every detail, Mazda does the same. From metallic accents to hand-stitched Napa leather. You can feel it the moment you get behind the wheel. The smooth handling, the intuitive controls, and standard all-wheel drive in every crossover SUV that they offer. Whether it's a quick drive to practice or a weekend road trip, Mazda makes even everyday drives feel special. It's the small details that make the big plays, and just like there's more to every player, there's more to every Mazda vehicle. Check them out. Mazda, move and be moved.
All right, Harry. Eagles get to win the 24-20 win over the Dallas Cowboys. They move to 1-0. Even more importantly, it's a division win, and it's a conference win, and it's a home win. Those things, those three elements, I don't care how you did it, how it looked, and I'm sure they'll be talking about it on the radio this week. Oh, it was ugly. It was, like this guy says, it was way too close, not a good game. I don't give a damn that they didn't cover the 8.5-point spread that it.
I knew they wouldn't.
Tried
cover
Michael
that.
Parsons.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
They won the game. It's a division. Dallas looked better than I thought, too. Frankly.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas ran the ball pretty well.
Yeah, two different backs.
Right. They had
Miles Sanders contributed for the Eagles again.
Well, yeah, I mean, he looked good until he didn't.
4 rushes for 53. All 50 of it came on
49 on one carry.
On one run.
Yeah, but the big fumble then too.
Yeah,
and he was probably motivated to have a big game and a big impact. And at first you're thinking, wow, there's his impact play. And he gets it again. You're like, man, they were getting close to scoring, and then boom, the fumble, and it all goes away.
He's got the impact on many levels. He's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
in the Harrisburg area.
Penn State.
Played at Penn State with Saquon, mind you, and played for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Like,
he followed
how much
Saquon.
Money was on the board.
Yeah, he followed Saquon. After Saquon got drafted, then he was the guy for a year or two, and then the Eagles got him.
Yep, absolutely. So He ends up putting that ball on the ground, and it was just a great strip by the Eagles D.
Yeah, but you were talking about Jake Elliott.
Let's get to that.
They made reference to him getting his swagger back, which I thought was pretty interesting.
I didn't know a kicker had swagger.
I didn't know kickers had swagger. Is exactly what I was thinking. But apparently he does, and you nailed it. I mean, he hit the 58-yarder, and that thing would have been good from at least 65, maybe 68.
Yeah, when they showed the behind the goalpost view of the replay of it, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That wasn't even close to coming up short. Like that was 18 feet up on the uprights when it went through from 58.
Mm-hmm.
Now he had a little wind behind him.
Yeah, I think he had a little tailwind. I think he was a little downwind, but that's all right.
Yeah, they said he was punching him from there in warm-ups from 60.
That Dallas kicker's got a leg.
Yeah,
that guy's got a leg.
No doubt. Yeah, Brandon Aubrey. Yeah. You expect the long kick out of him. I mean, he had a 53-yarder, but you don't maybe expect that from Jake Elliott. But the fact that he bombs that one, first of all, it shows a couple things to me. It shows the coach is in good communication with his special teams coach to know how far he can go in a particular game and feel confident about it. Because if he misses that field goal,
well, then Dallas got good field position.
And they weren't getting stopped at that point.
Right.
I mean, that's pretty much automatic point.
It was 21-20 at that point, and then he made the field goal to make it 24-20. So if he misses that, 21-20, totally different ball game. So,
The other guy, and I can't believe I'm mentioning this again, is Braden Mann had really good punts.
Yeah,
I didn't know he was on the team after the lightning happened.
What do you have, like 3 punts? But they were all good.
Yep, he had
average 40, almost 49 yards. His long was 51, but inside the 20, he knocked two of them inside the 20. Yeah,
and they didn't get a chance to get their hands on it.
Right. Yeah, that returner's he's got some wheels.
Who, Tolbert?
Yeah, the wide receiver that returns their kicks, Turpin.
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. Like that was great punting. I don't know how those guys do it after just sitting there doing nothing, basically the entire game, where they're going up and down the field. No offense could be stopped.
Yeah.
Then he comes in and boom, he pulls out a wedge and pulls two up in there out of bounds perfectly.
Yeah, and now we know who's going to be returning punts for the Eagles. It's Jahan Dotson, and all he's doing is putting up the fair catch sign.
Totally fine with that. Yep, he did it at Penn State.
Yeah,
he was a punt returner there, but he was fine. I thought he made good decisions on when to call for a fair catch. I mean,
he called him every time
as soon as it was snapped. Yeah. They were like hiking. He was like, "Hey, fair catch! I'm not going anywhere."
But I know somewhere Farzi is breathing a sigh of relief that it's not his buddy Cooper DeJean.
Yeah,
returning.
And DeJean was moved around a little bit in the game.
Yeah,
but he wasn't kind of used the way I thought maybe he would. Did you see anything out of DeJean where you were like, "Huh, he's really on kind of Swiss Army knife"?
No, I didn't notice it. But
me neither.
That might have to be something you'd see on the all 22.
Yeah, and also maybe something we see more of based on some of the performances in the secondary.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Or lack of performance.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Makuba's the guy that we talked about in that secondary, Harry. There's a worry about him. He's undersized. Can he stay healthy? He seems to have a nose for the ball. He wasn't around it a ton in the game. I thought he made a couple of plays. But he didn't stick out in a negative way either. So maybe that's how we judge him. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't.
I'd have to just look at the tape.
I'd have to go back and look. I saw him in on a play or two where he was around the ball at the end. But Sidney Brown looked like he got himself banged up again.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
he can't stay healthy.
It's unbelievable. That guy plays so hard. He's like a heat-seeking missile, and it's just like he plays with such reckless abandon, and his body just takes so much punishment.
Yeah, Blankenship was next to him when he was hurt, and the first thought that went into my mind was being in Blankenship's brain, going, "Dude, hurt again."
Yep,
that's all you do is get hurt.
Yeah,
like he can make plays, but he can't stay healthy because
Blankenship drew that big penalty though on Pickens.
Yep,
when Pickens got up into his face mask, and that was huge.
Yeah, but the funny thing about that penalty, though, is that the Eagles pulled the helmet off their player first. And the two personal fouls, both on Dallas. I'm going, huh?
Oh yeah, I
Remember
missed that.
It was early in the game when the dude with the long hair lost his helmet. I can't remember his name. Which guy?
Oh yeah,
35.
yeah. That was on wasn't that on a kickoff,
Kickoff
or
return.
something? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a kickoff return. Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
the
They
Eagles
got
ended up
2 fouls. That's right. They
Yeah.
called both penalties on the
two
Dallas.
personal fouls. It was half the
Yeah.
distance. That's why they got back to the 12.
Yeah,
And that drive we talked about before.
yeah.
Barkley, he's kind of bottled up in this game. He
Mhm.
doesn't bust through in the second half like we saw last year. I don't think it has anything to do with him. I thought it was the offensive line, and maybe Dallas played it well and really closed up the inside.
Yeah.
They didn't get him into space a ton. What do we look at from offensively here?
Well,
Is this more about Patullo than anything else?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, think about what you just said. They bottled up Barkley in the middle, and they couldn't get the ball down the field in the
On
passing
the
game.
outside.
In the passing game.
Yeah.
To either one of their big wide receivers.
That's a concern.
Devontae Smith didn't do squat either.
No, he didn't. He had a good block.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
If I'm looking for him for a good block out,
No,
I'm really
I mean,
reaching.
And I'm not even just talking
He had
like
one good catch.
catches, but targets. He was targeted 3 times, Devontae Smith. A.J. Brown. So your 2 big wide receivers in the game had 4 targets.
Yeah, you're game breakers.
Yes.
And they're beating you up inside.
Right. And Barkley wasn't running, wild. So what really happened? Jalen Hurts made plays when he had to with his legs.
Yeah. If there's something to question out of this game from a coaching standpoint, it is the play calling. It's the big thing. Because Vic Fangio had to pivot real quick when he lost Jaylen Carter. And I thought he pivoted as beautifully as he could in a game where they gave up 20 points and couldn't stop Dallas in the first half.
Yeah.
But the Eagles' offense and the play calling, I thought that they won despite some pretty pedestrian play calling because the quarterback has got legs and can make plays, and he could lean on the tush push on a couple of occasions.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the difference in the game.
Yeah, it really is. You take away the tush push. That's what I said last year. If they didn't have that play, think about how the season might have gone.
Well, did you hear what they said about Jordan Mailata in the tush push?
Yeah, he doesn't really like it. He's because
it's taxing.
Yeah, when they run it multiple times, he's like he gets beat up.
It's pretty grimy down there.
Yeah, and he's 6'8", 360 pounds, and
I think Cam Jurgens.
And he's on the end. He's not even in the middle of the action.
Yeah, he's a tackle.
I thought it was kind of interesting the way Dallas looked like they were trying to stop it. And I got to credit Collinsworth. He saw it immediately. Like they're running guys around the outside to try to grab Hurts from behind and by his legs.
Yeah. Didn't work at all, though.
No, it didn't work.
It looked like they had him bottled up on both of those occasions initially, but then the push comes and there's nothing they can do.
When they
were long push pushes.
When they show that overhead view of it, like Hurts, sticks his nose behind his guard and center's butt, and he gets stopped initially, and then all of a sudden, boom, there they go.
There's a surge that comes forward like at a concert, Harry.
Yes.
The crowd just surges.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa. And then he goes a yard and a half and he just falls over the line.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable.
It's really impossible to stop, I think.
I mean, nobody else can do it to this effectiveness. And it's to use it twice on that one series, critical series.
All right, you were looking for a bright spot. You said it was Jalen Hurts making plays with his legs.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, since I was harping on this since April when we first started the squad show about needing to see a third receiver step up for this team.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's Dotson making a couple of plays, and he
made
you really
the biggest play, game, huh?
The biggest play of the game down the field, the 51-yarder. He actually made 3 catches on 3 targets, averaged almost 20 yards a catch, and I'm going to say it's that.
Yeah, It was a little surprising.
It is. Yeah.
Hate to see him back there on the punt returns, and then the catch he made. What a beautiful throw!
Oh yeah, that was good. That was a really good throw by Hurts.
Good coverage too, and Dotson just hauled it in. I mean, look, Harry, he's a first-round talent.
Yeah,
he's a first-round draft pick.
Yeah,
better be able to make plays like that.
One of your Penn State guys might have been a little overdrafted.
Maybe.
Actually. Yeah,
it felt like. I mean, imagine Parsons is there too. It feels like Penn State guys are all over that game last night.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
I know. And how many times did they have to mention that Micah Parsons is no longer with Dallas? I mean, come on.
They
My
couldn't
goodness.
wedge that in anymore if they tried. It was
Jesus.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, one more segment to go. We'll come back with some the comments from the viewers, the listeners. We'll do that right after this as the Eagles open up the season 1-0, a 24-20 win over the Dallas Cowboys. All right, let me tell you about FanDuel. Oh, my goodness. The NFL season has begun, and that means fantasy football. Fantasy is in full swing. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff this weekend with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. That's fantastic. So if you had a bet in on the game last night, $5 bet, and won it, boom, $300 in bonus bets to use across the app as you wish. Maybe you got a Jahan Dotson over on yards in the game. If you bet that, give me a call because you got great style. FanDuel's fantastic. Easy to use, easy to navigate. It's not going to take you a lot to figure it out. If you get overwhelmed easy by this kind of stuff, don't worry about it. Everything's very self-explanatory on the app. I love using it because it fits however you like to bet. Now, some people are traditionalists. They like to just vote money lines, props, easy stuff to bet. Bet the line on the game. Other people like to go player pops, same game parlays, like to build their own parlays. And live betting is something a lot of people like to do. You get a feel for a game. Boom, you want to bet it live because you got a gut feeling on the game based on what's happening. You make it happen right there with the FanDuel app. It makes every game more exciting, even a game you really don't care about. You got no skin in the game. You can put a little skin in the game, whether you're watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup or a live in-game bet. It's quick, easy, and the best way to add a little more energy to the Sunday games, maybe that you don't care as much about. So if you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to get started and place your first $5 bet today. Do you think a lot of people had Jahan Dotson on their daily DF list, Harry?
I doubt it. I doubt
they
it.
would have been disappointed with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith.
Oh, man. Can
Maybe
you imagine
Saquon
that?
to some degree.
Can you imagine that? You got you got Jalen Hurts, and then you stack him with A.J. Brown, and you're like, man, they're gonna have a big night tonight.
Yeah, Hurts is a tough guy to stack with because of the rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, he really is.
They had two of them.
Yeah. All right, I got to ask you about. Did you watch the beginning of the game before the game when they brought Laurie out with Brandon Graham?
Yeah.
With the trophies.
Yeah.
Is there something going on with Laurie with his mouth? Does he have it? Is there some health issue?
I don't know, but I noticed it.
You noticed? You know what I'm talking about?
It was something that just looked off.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something's weird. Like I don't want to say anything about it because there might be a problem. But I just noticed something tonight.
He does look like he's aged considerably.
Yeah.
The last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. But it did. It's funny that you say that because it did kind of. I was kind of like, oh,
yeah,
what's going on there?
Yeah.
And I don't know. And I'm not like one of those, Twitter doctors.
No,
that
I'm
can
not
identify
either.
this kind of stuff. But yeah, something was a little weird.
Yeah.
But it's almost hard to believe to me that, like, we grew up in an era where the Eagles, it was just like, oh my God, we're never going to win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to believe. Like, they talked about Nick Sirianni entering year 5. He's been in the playoffs all 4 years. He's been to 2 Super Bowls and won 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think back, okay, Doug Peterson also won 1 in the 2017 season. Super Bowl was in 2018. And the Eagles have 2 Super Bowl trophies now. Like, it's almost still freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, and you're the favorite to go back in the NFC this year.
Yeah. Like, it's a weird – because, like, I still maybe self-identify as this old Eagles fan that they're never going to win because they never did until they did.
Right.
And now they're like – I mean, since they won it, they've been – including the first one they won, they've been there 3 times and they've won twice.
Yeah, and beat a dynasty both times.
On all occasions,
both times, yeah.
I mean, it's really kind of crazy. Like, look, younger NFL fans, people that were born like in 95 and that are 25, 30 years old, they don't know that.
They don't know that disappointment.
They don't know that scar tissue that we have.
Yeah.
But I mean, like we lived through Buddy Ryan and Marion Campbell and Rich Kotite and Ray Rhodes and Andy Reid to a large degree.
Mike McCormick.
Yeah.
Back in the early 70s.
Yeah, and Chip Kelly.
Before Dick Vermeil came.
Yeah.
And had took them to a
and
Super
had some
Bowl.
success, where they lose to the first wild card team ever in the Raiders in 1980. It's weird now that like they're like a darling of the NFL. They were always kind of the devil of the NFL.
Yeah. They're on prime time like as much as can be, I think, this year coming out.
Because they're like appointment television for people around the country. Which
I hate because I hate the night games.
Yeah, you love the 1 o'clock on Sunday.
No, I like the 4:25 is my favorite spot. Yeah.
Well, that way you get you're going to get a good announcing crew. Now, Eagles are going to get good announcing crews all year because
they should. They should.
You're not going to end up with a Chris Myers experiment, Tiki Barber, and Rondé Barber. Like, we're not going to get not going to get that clown. But
Joe Davis, though, they're going to get a couple of Joe Davis games.
Yeah, you end up getting that.
Yeah, he drives me nuts.
Like you used to end up with like a Kenny Moose and Goose game, right? Yeah. It was like the C crew.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, I can survive this for a week or two. But not that Tirico lit the world on fire tonight. I tell you what, this Mike Tirico.
No, he didn't.
But I mean,
the other thing,
next game is going to be on CBS
against
Kansas City. You're going to get Romo and Nance.
You got like a little mini bye here, which I think they need immediately. There's some things they need to address.
I think
the offense, they got to get this passing game going, and you got to figure out what's happening with Dickerson. Like, is this going to be like a long-term thing, or can he be back in 10 days? And what are they going to do with the other cornerback spot? Because tonight did not give us any reason to think that it's close to being solved.
Yeah, and that it may be, even without Jaylen Carter in the game, it may be a bigger issue than we thought.
Yeah, and who knows what happens with him? Does he get suspended?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
and there's a lot of question marks.
A lot going on.
And Dak had his way with you in the first half. Well, Patrick Mahomes is coming up next.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, they're going to be playing in Brazil tomorrow night. I guess technically tonight because it's 1:10 a.m. right now. But
don't remind me of that.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's weather delay. Let's get to a couple comments.
There's a lot
Collinsworth saying Jake isn't good at making far kicks, and then boom.
Yeah,
he makes one. Is this right? Brandon Aubrey was on the Philadelphia Union?
Was he really? Because I knew he went to Notre Dame.
Wow, I didn't know he played for the Union.
So I guess he played soccer at Notre Dame. Interesting. I did not know that.
I didn't. I had no clue of that.
Huh.
Yeah, he can bomb it.
Yeah.
For the refs didn't see Prescott spit on Carter. And then walked out of the huddle and got right in his face and mocked the Eagles' injured player.
I don't know that the refs could see Prescott. Now they can by looking at the video,
did you see anything about him mocking the injured player?
Walked out of the huddle and mocked the injured. No, I didn't see it. I didn't see that.
I didn't see that video either. I'll have to see.
I mean, that was Van Sumeren, the fullback. I don't think he'd be mocking him.
Yeah, I don't think they ever mock injuries.
No, that's not Dak Prescott's style to do that. I was really surprised that he spit.
Yeah.
Like,
imagine if he'd got booted in game one when he finally gets back healthy.
Man. Yeah, think about that.
Like we see here from Anthony, he says Dak spitted first. Well, he spat first.
First.
But Carter has to understand you can't retaliate in the man's face.
Well, he didn't spit in his face.
No.
To be clear, he spit on his jersey. But yeah, you can't retaliate. He took the bait, and you got to be better than that.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's too important to this team.
Yeah, he has got to understand the stature of what he means to the team.
Yeah.
Let some pigeon do that.
Mm-hmm.
Ted says Hurts got hit nonstop after throws. No roughing the QB. Touch Dak flag. He got hit once that I saw. I didn't think that Jalen Hurts got touched a lot in the game. The one time when Mailata got beat around the edge is the only time he got hit that I saw.
Yeah,
I don't know what you were watching, Ted.
The roughing the passer on Dak was a little ticky-tack, but it was up around the helmet. I think that's why they called it.
Yeah. Chris says the offensive line injury is going to be an issue for next week. Well, we'll see. We just don't know.
We'll see. Could be.
With Landon Dickerson, I mean, that's a big thing to keep an eye on for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where it all goes over the next week. But I think you nailed it, Harry. If they have some sort of mini bye, that's not a bad thing.
No.
And Kansas City's going to be coming back from Brazil where they play tonight.
Yep. Yeah, against the Chargers, another division game. That stinks to have a division game down in Brazil. I'm sorry.
Ridiculous.
This whole thing, annoys the crap out of me.
It was stupid last year when they played the Packers down there still.
It's horrible.
Marcus Messiah says exactly. It's been 3 years of zone coverages, and the offensive coordinator can't get AJ more than one target. Play calling is a problem. 100.
Yeah, it was a very suspect beginning for Mr. Patullo tonight. I'm scratching my head.
Yeah, I think there's going to be some questions about that this week.
Yeah, I would think so. Nick Sirianni, he's going to be
calling plays.
He might be. You never know.
By week 2.
Yeah, speaking of him, he looks like he hasn't slept in a week already, and it's
bags
week
under
1.
his eyes.
It's week 1. His eyes were all bloodshot. He, like you said, the bags under the eyes, that scruffy beard. He looks really haggard. He looks very haggard, and it's week 1.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's like. Did you see the one video the Eagles put out about what it means to be a competitor?
No, I didn't see it.
And then guys like in Sirianni's office, like he's chilling on the couch, and there's a couple players in there talking about what it means to be a competitor, and they all different things about competing and what it means and that kind of stuff. And it was good video. There was a lot of cursing in it too, but. You look at this big, comfortable couch he has in his office, and I have a feeling he sleeps on that couch quite often.
If he sleeps at all.
Like,
it doesn't look like
he
sleeps much.
Yeah. Dude burns the oil. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's an absolute grinder and just obsessed because he can't stand losing.
Yeah.
And I want that in the coach.
No, it's great. I'm just saying, week 1, he already looks like he's just gassed.
Like he needs a bye week.
Yeah. The other thing was the older guys, and they're older guys now, Boys to Men. I thought did an amazing job with the anthem.
Totally agree.
And how good did those old school white jerseys, the Kelly green numerals, and the eagle, the old school eagle logo, like the Jerome Brown, Reggie White era. I think those were the two jerseys two of the guys were wearing.
And Dawkins was the other one.
Yeah, but that was a newer version. I didn't like that jersey at all.
Me neither.
It's horrible. Compared to those other two.
The Kelly green numerals, Harry.
The white ones? Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Clean.
So good.
Clean. It's like an Irish Spring commercial.
Yeah, so good.
You can hear Merrill saying, the Eagles will be moving from our right to our left in the white jerseys with the green numerals.
Yeah.
Like he used to say that, numerals.
He still does say that.
Does he?
Yeah, I think he does.
I wouldn't know, Harry.
Yeah.
All right, let's wrap it up there. Eagles go to 1-0. We'll be back this week. I guess they don't play until
Sunday.
The following Sunday. Okay, so we'll be back next week with a squad show, and we'll have Eagles post game after the game against Kansas City at KC.
Right.
We'll have a little barbecue. We'll do the game, the whole thing. It'll be beautiful, and we'll see if they can go to 2-0 and beat KC twice, Super Bowl and week 2.
Yeah,
which would be pretty outrageous.
And Washington plays the Giants, so another team in the division is going to have a loss.
Yeah.
So
the division will be split right down the middle after week 1.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So I heard some people say they kind of like the Giants in that game against the Commanders. What do you think?
Well, the Giants always play the Commanders really tough.
They do.
Even when the Giants stink. Those games are always like short, low-scoring, ugly games, like weird scores, like 18-15. They're really tight games.
Yeah, we'll see where that goes, and we'll get a good look at week 1 coming up on Sunday. But everybody enjoy your football this weekend, and make sure you check out, it's not too late, to check out the Locked On Division preview shows. They're fantastic. Be the most informed NFL fan in an 8-episode series bringing you every division winner, breakout star, and Super Bowl contender. You can find the link in the description to the Locked On NFL playlist on YouTube. It's part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. For Harry Mayes, we'll be back next time on the Locked On Eagles Squad Show. Birds 1-0. Go Birds.